This is Laika Maravilla, a registered psychometrician, a trying hard educator, motivational speaker, and author. And it's time for us to share stories, insights, and lessons as we keep trying hard to be better together. Hi everyone, welcome to another Trying Hard with Laika episode. This episode is special. It's going to be our year ender for 2020. And if you're listening to this, doon sa time that I released this episode, that would be perfect. But even if you listen to this sa later episode, I hope that this still helps you. It's all about finishing strong. And whether it's a project, it's a month-long thing, it's something like a job or a contract na pinag-uusapan natin yung pagtatapos, or even if you're a little bit older and your children are leaving the nest. I know some of our mommies and daddies listening and nandun na sila sa stage na yun ng buhay nila. This is a great mind exercise to get you through the entire experience on how you can take stock of everything and finish strong. Okay? So if you haven't listened to the other podcast episodes yet, you can go and do that later. If you haven't followed this podcast yet, don't forget to follow this podcast. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast platforms. And I would love to hear back from you then. So if at any point this episode nito you find something quotable, or if meron kayong comments or questions that you need to ask me, don't forget to use the hashtag #TryingHardWithLaika. All right? Let's just jump right into it. Now, how do you finish strong? I know na, again, sobrang hirap or tough year talaga in 2020. And maraming mga bagay na hindi natin inaasahan na mangyari. May mga bagay na inaasahan natin na mangyari na hindi nangyari. I know we've had to make a lot of adjustments, whether you're a private person, an individual, or you have a company of your own. Lahat tayo, we are constantly changing and readjusting to survive itong 2020. Halfway through the year, I started teaching kids to change their mindset, no? And one of the things that I kept talking about was how we could focus on surviving muna. Kasi hindi naman lahat able this year to thrive in the best way kasi nga the limitations ng COVID-19 crisis. So, yun pa lang na fact na you're here, na you're still with us, na you survived this year is something to be applauded. Something to be celebrated. Kasi we know again na sobrang hirap nitong taon na to for all of us sa buong mundo. So you being here, you being able to listen to this or watch this, that already is a victory sa sarili niya. So I really congratulate you for surviving 2020. Let's hope that 2021 is better. But just to make sure na wala tayong masasayang doon sa experience ng 2020, here are my suggestions on how you can finish strong. Alright? Now, let's start to the first one. Letter S muna tayo kasi finishing strong yung pinag-usapan natin. The first thing na ipapayo ko sa inyo, tip number 1, is to stop and see how far you've come. Okay? And yes, you have to stop. We still have a few days left, or even if you're watching this in 2021, na take just a day or two off to just stop. Okay? Stop. Kung ano yung ginagawa nating grind, ano yung ginagawa nating mga tasks, hinto muna tayo just so we could see how far we've come. And I'm saying that, again, knowing that some of us baka hindi naman sobrang layo nung narating. Kung ang goal natin makasave ng 100,000 by the end of the year, baka hindi umabot doon dahil nga with all the expenses and all the emergencies na nangyari. But I still want you to take some time para lumingon sa kung nasan ka nagmula. There's this great Filipino saying, di ba? Yung hindi lumingon sa pinanggalingan, hindi makakarating sa paroroonan. And we usually use yung tenet na yun or yung phrase na yun to advise people pagdating sa, pagiging grateful sa mga people na tumulong sa kanila sa past, or pag-alala kung sila ay galing sa poverty or kung kayo ay galing sa challenges in life. We usually use the saying dun sa ganong context. But one additional thing that we can add doon sa paglingon sa pinanggalingan is lumilingon din tayo to see na, wow, ganun pala ako noon. Ganun pala ako ka-mainitin ng ulo, ganun ako ka-impatient, ganun ako ka-rude, ganoon ako ka-ill-tempered, kasungit, ganoon pala ako ka-weak in certain subjects. Pero ngayon, look at me. nag-progress ako this year. Dati, yung oras ko, hindi ko pinapahalagahan kasi nasa school ako, tapos, di ba, you just wait for the alarm bell to sound or you wait for your friends na i-drag ka to your next class. Pero ngayon, hindi na. Kasi ako na yung nag-handle ng sarili kong schedule. Dati, teacher ako. Tapos nasa classroom ako, masaya na ako na nasa classroom ako. Pero ngayon dahil nagkaroon ng pandemic, I started creating videos for myself. Okay? So kaway-kaway din sa mga edu-creators na naitulak sa frontline pagdating sa online learning dahil kailangan ng mga bata. I've seen so many teachers of all ages na kinailangan mag-adjust. Sanay sila sa blackboard, sanay sila sa whiteboard instruction, pero ang gagaling na nila gumawa ng videos ngayon. Bakit? Kasi dinala ng pangangailangan. So part nung paglingon sa nakaraan, yung pagtingin natin na, okay, wow, ang laki na pala ng improvement ko. Ang laki na pala ng growth ko as a person. May mga natutunan na pala ako. Dati, takot na takot ako sa math. Ngayon, takot na lang. Okay? So that is the value of stopping and seeing how far you've come. And it requires you to really stop. Really stop and be honest with yourself sa kung anong klaseng tao ka noon. And let me give you and offer up to you myself as an example. No? Honestly, ako dati sobrang impatient ko. More than I am right now, lalo na sa mga tinuturuan ko ng estudyante. And kaway-kaway na lang sa mga students ko nung college. I know some of them probably are smiling or laughing whenever they see comments ng mga people watching my videos who would say na, sana kayo na lang po yung prof ko or sana kayo na lang yung teacher ko. Kasi alam ng mga estudyante ko noon how strict I was. So ako yung type ng professor na nagsasara ng pinto kapag late yung mga estudyante ko. Kapag sinabi kong 12 midnight yung due ng paper, 12 midnight talaga yun. I'm very, very strict. I would call them out in the middle of the class if I see them using their phone and it's not allowed. I was that kind of professor. And dahil medyo strict ako, at dahil meron akong expectations sa mga estudyante ko, some of them thrived in that environment. Some of them, of course, didn't. Like, napapressure sila sa akin, natatakot sila sa akin, and they can't wait na matapos na yung SEM so I can go back to being their ate lang. Okay? And ang masasabi ko, since nung time na yon, okay, I started teaching na mga mid-2010s eh. Siguro 7, 8 years ago, 9 years ago. And ang natutunan ko doon is that yung patience ko noon, iba na sa patience ko ngayon. Dahil sa experience ko sa pagtuturo sa civil service exam, dahil most of my learners are adults, nagkaroon na ako ng different na perspective on how I should start to explain things to them. I should be more gracious. I should be more patient. It falls on me to change my language, to rephrase things, to make sure na naiintindihan siya ng mas nakararami. And that is not something na ginagawa ko noon. I was the type of professor na I would explain it, and then kung hindi ka nakaka-catch up, it's your fault. Okay? Pero I have changed when it comes to that. And I'm grateful for that. So again, if you stop and look at that, although marami pa akong kailangang matutunan when it comes to teaching, explaining myself, kailangan ko pang pahabayan ng husto yung patience ko. Nakikita ko na kahit pa paano, may growth na sa akin, sa character ko as a person. And I'm grateful na even the people around me see that din. Like one of my sisters, no, si Jana, yung bunso namin, would always say that, na malaki na rin yung pinagbago ko ever since na nag-start akong gumawa ng videos on YouTube. So, that really helps you kasi it makes you understand na, okay, all of the things na nangyari this year, yung mga bad experiences, the good experiences, they are not for naught. Ibig sabihin, hindi sila worthless. They turned you into a better person. And isn't that the goal naman to start with? I always tell people that sa mga talks, sa mga webinars, who you become means more than what you become. And sinabi ko na rin yan dito sa Trying Hard podcast, sinabi ko na rin sa Sunday motivation videos, no? But that is what it means. Anong klaseng character yung na-build sa'yo this year? Stop and see how far you've come. Okay? Kung meron na bang mga mas physical or mas literal na interpretations dyan, pwede rin. Like, dati clerk ako, ngayon, boss na ako. Dati, contractual employee ako, ngayon regular employee na ako. So, yung mga ganyang bagay, we can remember that. Okay? We can stop and see those things. Maybe write those down para hindi natin makalimutan. Okay? Now, second thing, to finish strong, this is my second advice. You have to take note of the things that you learn. And yes, when I say take note, medyo literal yun. Like if you could write it down, go ahead and write it down. It's very valuable for us to learn everything we could from the experiences of this year. Much like how our body works when it comes to viruses and infections, ganun din eh, when it comes to resistance, pagdating sa grit, determination, tenacity, minsan audacity din, no? Ano ibig sabihin nun? Yung strength of character is also built through struggle. And ayokong sayangin natin yung struggles this year kung yun yung magpapatibay sa atin as people. So we need to take note of everything we've learned this year. Ako personally, one thing I learned is that when it comes to the world, things aren't as simple as they seem. And you may have the best intentions in the world. And you may do your very best. And you may do nothing wrong at all. But there are still instances that are going to be beyond your control. But what we could do here is just sit with the pain, nasaktan ka, di ba? Ito yung sitwasyon, acknowledge it, but then move past it. We have to move past it. Kung didibdibin natin lahat, and if we let those bad experiences define us, it won't help anyone. It won't help us. It won't help the people that we intend to help. So we have to really find a way to be motivated ng sarili natin. We have to find a way to focus on our dreams and our goals, regardless of kung ano yung nangyayari sa labas natin. And again, that's one of the lessons that I learned this year, not to take things too seriously and to make sure that even if bad things happen, I look at the positive then. Like the comments of my learners, how protective they were of me then, and how they took a stand in saying na, no, hindi ganun si Coach Laika. Like, there are people around us who love us and value us, but ang nangyayari minsan, yung bosses nila, na-drown out, hindi natin pinakikinggan. And all we listen to are the negative comments. So, yun yung isa sa mga natutunan ko. I know kayo rin, meron kayong sariling experience, meron kayong mga sariling mga nuggets of wisdom na pulot this year. I want you to write those down. Take stock of those kasi kailangan nating tandaan yan. Okay? Kailangan nating alalahanin para next year ibaon natin siya. We don't want to go through a similar, hindi man pwedeng an exact same experience. No? It's a similar experience just because hindi pa natin natutunan yung lesson na dapat natutunan na natin. And whether you believe in fate or in God, in my case, ganun kasi nangyayari, di ba? Kung hindi mo siya natutunan sa first round, something similar would happen, you would make the same mistake, and then ulit-ulit lang siya. Kadalasan with bigger and bigger consequences. So, aralin na natin. Let's take note of the things that we learned this year. Okay? Para next year, baon-baon na natin siya. Now, the third piece of advice when it comes to finishing strong is this. I advise you to rally your troops. Okay? Ano yung rally your troops? Kadalasan, di ba, kung may mental image ako nitong phrase na rally your troops, ang ibig sabihin nito would be yung mga movies na may mga battle scenes, right? Yung kaya sa Braveheart or minsan sa series naman ng Vikings, kapag nasa line na yung mga warriors or yung mga shield maidens, yung pupunta na sila sa war, you usually have the commander ng army. Tapos mag-aano siya, mag-pep talk siya, okay? Or magsasabi siya na we fight for our country, this is what we stand for, we are Vikings, this is our life. Yung ganong klaseng mental image, that is a lot like rallying the troops. Now, sa case ninyo, if you have a company, of course, medyo obvious na kung sino yung troops ninyo. It will be the people under you. Kung sino yung team ninyo. Pero kung hindi naman kailangan na boss ka for you to rally your troops. Pero sino ba yung troops mo? Sino yung mga people around you na you can mobilize, encourage, pump up para sa susunod na taon, you have a different perspective. Lahat kayo have this shared positive perspective on things. Sa case ko, that would be my family, of course. That would be the team, okay? Zandy works closely with me, but also yung the rest of the team like members, the staff. Of course, the team like din, yung lahat kayo who are listening to the podcast who are watching my videos, lahat kayo part ng team. I try my best that towards the end of the year, I rally you, I encourage you, I tell you na, okay, this year we are going to make changes. This is the direction that we're going to aim for this year. And whether it's an actual test, like a civil service exam or yung NMAT or NAPOLCOM or PhilSat or any type of national exam that you're preparing for, or just life in general, I hope na I get the chance to rally you to keep going for that direction. If you're listening sa podcast sa Trying Hard, tayong lahat ng mga tryhards din, let's keep at it. Let's keep like striking yung wall kahit how hard it is. Let's keep picking at it until mangyari na lang siya one time. Okay? So yun yung rallying your troops. Gather the people close to you. Empower them. Okay? And the way that we do it then, ang maganda dun is when we give them that morale boost, binabalik din nila yun sa atin. So let's rally our troops around us. Yun na yun na. So yung first 3 natin, we have stop and see how far you've come. P is take note of the things that you've learned so far. And then R, rally the troops. Or i-pump up mo yung people around you. Alright, so tapos na tayo sa first 3. Doon na tayo sa next 3 na tips ko on how you can finish strong this 2020. Letter O. Now this is a little bit tricky, a little bit painful as well. You have to own the wrong choices you made. Wala namang perfect sa atin this year. Hindi rin ako perfect. I'm far from perfect. We made a lot of mistakes itong taon na ito. Okay? Hindi tayo immune sa pagkakamali. We may have hurt people in our lives. We have said certain things, kahit in jest or kahit nagbibiro lang tayo, kung naging offensive ito sa ibang tao. This is a great opportunity for us to restore those relationships. We have to own up to the wrong things that we've done. Maybe ask kung meron tayong magagawa as penance or para makabawi dun sa mga taong nasaktan natin. And then, apologize, of course. Apologize na sa ginawa nating mali. Okay? So again, own the wrong choices you made. This is a very valuable step when it comes to learning something new or learning from experience. A lot of people kasi, when things don't work out, what happens is they tend to push that under the rug. Ibig sabihin, tinatago nila kung may mga nagawa silang mali or nasabing mali sa iba. Kapag may mga hindi magagandang nangyari, there are people na ayaw nila yung pag-usapan. Ayaw nila yung ungkatin. Parang tapos na yun, wag natin pag-usapan, okay na yun. Okay? Okay naman na ngayon, di ba? Parang gano'n. Let's just move on. But the danger of that is, again, if we don't look at the things that went wrong, if hindi natin hihimayin yun, if hindi natin aaminin na desisyon natin yun or nakasalanan natin yun, posibleng buhatin natin yun for the rest of our lives as a chip on our shoulder. Ano ibig sabihin? Let me give you a very personal example. Okay? One of the things that played a huge part in my life is the decision kung anong course yung kukunin ko nung college. Yung unang-una kong course nung pumasok ako sa UP. I remember then, kasi di ba fill out yung form na yon. Yes, fill out yung form. Meron doon mga parts where you get to choose your course. Honestly, na-pencil in ko na yung psychology as my course na or degree na gusto kong kunin sa UP. But the family was having a discussion na parang, psychology anong gagawin mo after ka-graduate. Of course, hindi pa naman masyadong alam yung mga bagay about the course then. So, basically, I was talked out of it. And my parents decided kung ano yung course for me and my twin sister. So, ang nangyari, ang first option was BAA. So, kung familiar kayo doon, Business Administration and Accountancy. Which is, honestly, medyo imposible kang makapasok doon. Kung pareho ko yung grades ninyo nung high school. Kasi, hindi ako masyadong mabuting estudyante noon. So, 85 yung passing namin, yung mga grades ko, naglalarong 85 to 90. Hindi ako masyadong stellar student nung high school. And again, hindi naman ako super galing than yung iba kong mga batchmates. But yung second option was public administration. It was chosen because yun yung course ng dad ko. Okay? Yun yung degree niya kinuha. Kasi pareho sila nag-work sa government. And usually, if you want to be a career government employee, public administration is a great way to go. Kasi yun nga yung hinahanap kapag nasa government office ka. The choice wasn't mine. Okay? The choice wasn't mine. And I guess for a few years after that, whenever pinag-uusapan yung dahilan why I spiraled into depression or why I had to drop out of UP for that, after a year and a half sa UP, I dropped out. One of the reasons na laging nagsusurface is because hindi ako yung namili ng course ko. Kasi nga, hindi ko gusto yung public ad eh. Gusto ko psychology. Ang public ad pa naman, masyadong bibo ang mga bata doon, masyadong friendly ang mga people there. Kasi nga, aspiring politicians and aspiring government officials sila. Introvert ako with social anxiety. So, sobrang hindi talaga fit sa akin yung course na yun. And again, for a few years after that, I would cop out, I would take the shorter route and say na, okay, kaya ako nag-fail, kaya ako nag-drop out of UP kasi hindi ko gusto yung course ko. Kasi hindi ako yung namili ng course ko. And although that is true, one of the things na I learned as I grew up and matured as an individual is that hindi na tama for someone of my age, okay, someone sa kalagayan ko, to keep referring to that decision as entirely my parents' decision. Sa Tagalog, hindi ko na pwedeng sabihin na kasalanan ng magulang ko kung bakit ako nag-drop out sa UP. Kung bakit hindi nag-work out yung stay ko sa UP. Or kung bakit yun yung naging course ko. Although, syempre, we could argue na bata ka pa nun, imposing sila, syempre, sila yung magulang mo. Yeah. But ultimately, that is my decision. Decision ko rin. Okay? Decision ko rin kasi I allowed it to happen. May part ako in that. And hindi ko pwedeng sisihin yung one decision that someone else made bilang excuse sa underperformance ko ngayon or dahil ito yung nangyari sa buhay ko. There has to come a point in our lives na yung mga desisyon na ganito, na nandun naman tayo. Although hindi natin ginusto, pero hindi tayo nag-voice out ng opinion natin. We have to own that decision. If it's a wrong choice, you have to own it. Kasi kung hindi mo siya aangkinin, gagawin mo siyang crutch for the rest of your life. Okay, I know I'm using strong words, but again, we're ending the year, so if this is like my final message to you, even if this is the last podcast that you're going to listen to, or the last Sunday motivation that you're going to listen to, ibibigay ko na sa inyo talaga lahat. You really have to own the choices that we made. Good, bad, ugly ang outcome, we have to own it. It's our decision. So kung may nagkamali ng desisyon this year, i-own na natin. Hindi natin siya pwedeng gamitin na crutch or excuse para sa mga susunod na behavior natin. Natin pa sabihin na, kasi ganito, hindi ko naman ginusto yan. Or hindi ko naman ginusto yung course ko, hindi kasi ako pinanganak na mayaman, kaya ako ganito. Yung parents ko kasi, hindi nila ako sinuportahan sa passion ko, kaya nagkaganito. Okay? Again, although these things are true, and they can be really true and really, really painful, there are times in our lives that we have to own yung part natin doon. May part tayo doon in that, ito yung naging sitwasyon. This was the plate na binigay sa atin. These are the cards that we were dealt with. But if we didn't do anything about it, part of the burden falls on us. Yun ang malaking bahagi ng maturity. So again, to finish strong, own the wrong choices you made. Okay? Own it, say sorry, apologize, do your penance, di ba? Bumawi ka sa mga tao so you can start off the next year with confidence. Okay? At walang bumabagabag sa'yo. Next, number 5 na tayo. Letter N. You have to note the things that you want to improve or accomplish. Kung kanina we talked about taking note of the things that you've learned, ngayon it's about noting the things that you want to accomplish. Ibig sabihin, kung natuto ako ng patience this year, next year, gusto ko naman matuto or gusto ko mag-grow pagdating sa confidence. Okay? Gusto ko maging mas confident when it comes to public speaking or when speaking out my mind. I want to be able to argue better. Kung yun yung goals natin for next year, you can write it down para magkaroon tayo ng mas concrete na steps towards it. Medyo, on the fence ako kasi when it comes to New Year's resolution. A lot of people kasi, pag sinabing New Year's resolution, it's usually about quitting a vice or magda-diet ako or ganyan. But the thing about New Year's resolutions, kadalasan is after a week or two, di ba, mabalik na tayo sa dati nating pattern. So this is different. It's not just a New Year's resolution. I want you to note the things that you want to become. The things that you want to improve. Anong parts ng character mo ang gusto mong ma-develop? Gusto mo ba na lahat ng mga meetings, appointments, at mga setup nyo this next year, so 2021, ay maaga ka? Is it about that? Gusto mo bang maging tao na maaasahan ng iba? Gusto mo ba magkaroon nga ng confidence? Kasi kung ganun yung mga steps, at meron kang listahan ng mga gusto mong maging, pwede ka nang mag-isip ng how can I train myself to be this type of person next year? So one of the things that you want to improve or accomplish. Accomplish din, ibig sabihin, kung may mga projects ka nakabitin, kung meron kang mga bagay na gustong gawin, ilista mo rin siya. Honestly, one of the things that I wrote down in the past years is my commitment to make at least, and that's at least 2 videos per week para sa inyo. Math Mondays video and Wordy Wednesdays video. And for, I think, 2.5 years, hindi ako pumalya doon sa promise na yon. Nagdadagdag pa tayo sa Friday, Saturday, Sunday, usually na bonus content. Hindi ako halos pumalya doon. This year lang, I took a few weeks off. Again, because of something big that happened, I really needed a mental health break. Pero for most of the time, I kept that promise. That is one of the things that I wrote down as the things that I want to accomplish. Yung promise ko sa inyo. Okay? So that could be something like that, tangible. Meron talagang listahan ng steps, or it could be, again, yung character na gusto mong maging. Okay? So yun na yung ating first 5 na tips on how you can finish strong. Doon na tayo sa last one. Last one I would argue is the most important of all. Okay? It's about giving thanks. Okay? Letter G, give thanks to God, okay, for honestly, for being faithful this year, for all the blessings, for making sure that you are still here, that your family is still here. Give thanks for the good things that happen sa Kanya, no? Praise Him for yung faithfulness niya sa'yo. But even if you don't believe in God, you can give thanks then. Give thanks to the people around you who helped you become who you are today. Give thanks to those who helped you when it comes to your dream. Give thanks to your boss for pushing you, no? Good, again, kung good boss siya, that's a great thing to do. But even if medyo challenging yung boss mo, or even if hindi siya ideal na boss, this is also a great opportunity to thank him or her for making sure that you are a better person. Kasi you are now more resilient, you are now more patient, and you have learned how to communicate with difficult people, no? Difficult people because of him or her. So give thanks to those people in your life. Now, let me give you a different context, no? Sa TV series called This Is Us, one of the quotes there is this, no? There's no lemon so sour that you can't make something resembling lemonade. So, ang ibig sabihin nun, wala daw lemon na sobrang asim na imposible for you to do something to make something resembling lemonade. Ibig sabihin, it takes yung saying na, di ba, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. It takes it a step further. Ay, ibig sabihin, kahit hindi na lang siya basta lemons, kahit hindi na siya slight hiccups or challenges, crisis na talaga. Or ito, COVID-19 crisis, bumagsak lahat ng stocks, daming nawala na people, sobrang anxious natin about things. You know, all the students, the parents, the teachers had to adjust. Kahit ganito kalala yung sitwasyon. When life gives you the sourest of lemons, there is still a possibility that you can make something that resembles lemonade. It's going to be hard work. It's going to be a lot of choices. Pero we can look at it that way. And first, i-add ko lang doon yung layer na if you really believe that, there's always something to be grateful for. For example, no, let me just be very vulnerable with you. And if you're listening dun sa episode na ito through the Sunday Motivation video, baka magulat kayo, no? Pero this is how it has always been sa Trying Hard podcast. I try to be as honest and vulnerable as possible. This year has posed a number of unique challenges then for me. And it's been rough then for me personally. Like my anxiety right now is at a really high level. One of the reasons why I stopped posting sa TikTok muna for a bit is because natatakot na ako every time I shoot videos. Kung meron ako social anxiety, parang ano siya parang social media anxiety siya. It's because of, sabihin natin, negative comments. Kasi even if we say na, okay, we have to choose not to look at them or not to believe itong mga bashers or negative comments na yun, they still sting. Masakit pa rin. And it's hard for me to give thanks for those people who intentionally say things to hurt me. or who call me names on social media, or, you know, yun yung ganong klaseng negativity na akala ko nakatakas na ako kasi online naman yung ginagawa ko eh. So wala nang office politics, wala nang anything of that sort that I struggle with. It's so hard to find a way to be grateful din sa mga ganong experience. Pero let me share this. No? One thing na realize ko thinking on it is that I am grateful for those people who would say bad things about me, because whenever I experience something like that, it reminds me of my true purpose. Okay? And anong ibig sabihin ko doon? Kasi if everything na nakukuha ko or positive comments lamang, okay, it's so easy to fall prey dun sa idea na, okay, everyone loves me, I'm doing everything right, puro rainbows, butterflies, and gold bars ang nagpapave ng way ko. If ganun yung life natin, we forget kung ano yung dahilan why we started. You tend to enjoy yung accolades, you enjoy yung encouragement ng ibang tao. And this is not foreign to us kasi yan ang natural sa mga tao. Kapag lahat positive, na ano tayo eh, nai-inlove tayo dun sa lifestyle, nai-inlove tayo dun sa positivity ng lahat. And sometimes, nagkakaroon ng delusions of grandeur, nagkakaroon ng false idea ng self. Bakit? Kasi sanay na sanay ka na lahat ng kasama mo, nag-agree sa'yo. Lahat ng jokes mo, nakakatawa sa kanila. Lahat ng sinasabi mo, tama. And you can lose sight of your purpose. And we see that. We've seen that happen to so many other people. Na kapag surrounded ka by people na nag-yes or tumatawa sa lahat ng sinasabi mo, lalala at lalala ka as a person. So I'm grateful for those people who try to bring me down or who say negative comments about me. Kasi I'm always reminded of the reason why I started this in the first place. Hindi ako nag-start because of yung positive comments, because of the accolades, because of the numbers ng subscribers, viewers, or even yung revenue, no? Kasi wala naman talaga yan when it started. Eh. I'm grateful that they say those things kasi I remember na this is why it has to be a fight. Everything that I do has to be a fight. It's a fight against my anxieties, a fight against my false beliefs about myself. It's a fight against me wanting to play it safe and stay as a private individual. I have to fight and just keep creating. Kasi yun yung tamang gawin. Kasi yun yung purpose ko. Kasi when I set out to democratize education in the Philippines, it was a commitment. And I can't stop until that happens. So again, give thanks. Give thanks for the good that happened. Give thanks to people around you who support you. And also give thanks kahit dun sa mga people who try to bring you down. So yun yung aking advice this year on finishing strong. Again, ito yung 6 things. Number 1, stop and see how far you've come. Lumingon ka sa pinanggalingan mo. Hindi lang para mag-thank you dun sa mga tumulong sa'yo, but also to see kung gaano nakalaki yung growth mo as a person. Number 2, take note of the things that you've learned. Lista yan. Write it down. Try to remember it para magamit natin o mabaon natin next year. Number 3, rally your troops. Surround yourself with the people around you. Pump them up. Get them excited about the next year. And remember na lumingon tayo around us. Hindi enough na na tayo lang yung nagsasucceed. Letter O, you have to own your choices, good or bad. You have to own the wrong choices you made. Apologize. Ask kung paano ka makakabawi. Don't use that as a crutch, but instead use that as a springboard para sa susunod na year. Letter N, you have to note the things that you want to improve or accomplish. Write it down then. I probably would talk about having faith goals then soon if my opportunity. But ang importante doon is just to write it down. Okay? So you have somewhere to aim for next year. And then yung last one, letter G, give thanks. Give thanks to God. Give thanks to the people around you who support you. Give thanks to those who, even those who try to bring you down or made 2020 even tougher because of kung paano ka na treat. Because may mga makukuha tayo doon. And on that note, I just want to thank all of you for watching my videos, listening to this podcast, for staying with me dito sa taon na ito. One of my worries, honestly, and this is again me being very, very honest, one of my worries nung nangyari yung COVID-19 is is if anong mangyayari sa akin. Honestly, yung ano yung mangyayari sa content ko kasi walang exam eh. So, sino mag-aaral kung walang exam? Pero the truth is, we've grown so much itong year na ito with the onset na online learning, and I guess with people just wanting to do something at home. So welcome sa inyong lahat sa family nito, sa Team Like a Family, sa Trying Hard family natin. Thank you for staying with me. I'm so grateful for every one of you. Yung numbers, honestly, minsan nalulula ako. We have, I think, 2.2 million followers on TikTok, 1.2 rin here on YouTube. Sa podcast, of course, there are people who are constantly listening and writing comments and tagging me sa mga posts nila. But more than the numbers, one thing that I'm so grateful for are stories of real life people who take the time to share their own stories with me. So thank you for sending me those messages, those comments, tagging me sa posts ninyo, using the hashtag Trying Hard with Laika. I appreciate all of those because it reminds me that we are all just trying hard survive and thrive in this world, and that I'm not alone. Ultimately, even if I shoot everything by myself in my room, I'm not alone because I have all of you. So I always say, di ba, kayo yung team, I'm just your coach, and yung pagpili ninyo sa akin as your coach is something that I will always be grateful for. And thank you for choosing me this 2020. I hope na hanggang 2021, we keep this family together. Okay? So, yan muna for now. All right, so that's it muna for the podcast episode. I hope you stuck around. I know medyo mahaba yung mga episodes na Trying Hard, pero thank you for listening through the entire thing. Again, I wish you well this coming 2021. Thank you for some beautiful 2020 that you shared with me. Even with all its dings and hurts and cracks and bruises, we survived. So congratulations, kapatid. And let's fight on until next year. So follow this podcast if you haven't yet. And if you want to tag me then in your posts about this podcast or may mga gusto kayong itanong or i-request na topics, just use the hashtag Trying Hard with Laika. That's hashtag Trying Hard with LYQA para mahanap natin yung social media. So makikita ko yan. Okay? And if you want to check out my Facebook page, it's www.facebook.com/@LaikaMaravilla for yung mga quick updates lang, mga memes, kamustahan, mga encouraging quotes. That is where you can find me online. Of course, I have Instagram then. You can also follow me on Instagram at Laika Maravilla and at Team Laika, and sa TikTok then at Laika Maravilla and at Team Laika. Okay? Nagsisimula pa lang tayo sa podcast ngayong 2020, and we are still going to fight on until 2021. Again, the goal is this, that we dream big, work hard, start now, and even if sabihin ng mga tao na trying hard tayo, let's start to care less.